climbing has been around for a pretty decent amount of time. More than 8 months, in fact. The game has received countless updates and has one of the best communities you could find. But where did it all start? When did it happen? Why did it happen? And most importantly, what is the history of Keep Climbing? It all started around a year ago in early October 2024 when Average Monkey, a popular big scary YouTuber, had been making a fan game because he wanted to take a small break from YouTube. His plan for the game was to climb a big mountain, but his first level didn't really look quite like a mountain. But he decided that'd have to do for the time being, and he had the things like a color computer, a mirror, and a flashlight holdable that ultimately got scrapped from the game. Rest in peace, flashlight, you will not be missed. This is around the time when he first leaked the game to YouTube, which is how I found out about it because I didn't have Discord at the time. He continued to add some levels like a rocky mountain type thing, a snowy mountain type thing, and a desert. He also revamped all the textures from that weird realistic look to like a cool pixely, like cartoony-ish. And he also added a bit off of the end of level 1 because you could kind of beat the entire thing in like 20 seconds. Then Average started working on a super spooky level 5 with a spooky spider, spooky cape, and even spooky grass. He also started working on cosmetics that were not completely broken at all. Yeah. There were cosmetics that you could find in levels, but there was also cosmetics you could buy with gold, which is the in-game currency. This was also around the time where the player model got revamped from that hideous monster into this less hideous monster. He also started working on a week 1 bundle and an OG badge, but nobody cares about the OG badge. The OG badge is just lame, and it's for people who are broke like me. He also started working on content creator, which for some reason, when it was first added, it was like right over here. For some reason, he also added a giant fly swatter, or a spatula. I'm not exactly sure what it is. This mod cosmetic had colliders on the end, so they could like bully you. So you better pray that the moderator you're playing level 10 with was having a good day. By now it was late December, and Average said the game was gonna come out around Christmas time, so people were starting to get really impatient. A content creator room was added with a high quality mirror and a green screen, and also a blue screen, and also a black screen, and also a white screen. And then special islands were added to the game. Woohoo! Special islands were like little offside things that weren't part of the main like 5 levels. They were just little fun places to go to and hang out and whatever. Like the normal levels, the 3 special islands had hidden cosmetics in them. By now, all that was left to add to the game was anti-cheat, which only took 2 months. But anyway, now the game is out. Let's go. And over 3,000 people downloaded the game and crashed the servers. It took a couple days for Average to fix it, and holy crap, was the player count high. Like, bro, it was in like the 600s or 700s. Don't you dare say. But many people were making videos on the game, including me, but don't watch my video, it's absolute dog doo-doo. And after just a week of the game being out, level 6 also came out. It added a bundle, a new free badge, and actually, that's about it. Around this time, the trophy hat was added. I'm not exactly sure when. It just kind of appeared. About another week later, a bouncy park was added outside of level 1, along with a King of the Hill game mode for people who like murder. Level 7 was also soon Level 7 was also soon added with, you guessed it, another bundle and actually not another free badge finally. By now, people were eagerly waiting for what Average would do in the next update, but it didn't come. Soon, weeks were passing, then months, but still, nothing. By now, it was early May, and people had basically forgotten about Keep Climbing. The player count kept slowly falling until Keep Climbing was doing the worst it had ever been. But that's until Level 8 came out towards the end of May. That's right, he didn't forget about the game, he just forgot about the game. Level 8 was the hardest one yet, but it had a baby mode for people who actually sucked at the game. Literally only 3 days later, Level 9 came out, being even harder than Level 8, and also having a baby mode. This was around the time the door in the levels area started to crack. You could see an exclamation mark and a key behind the door. Soon, Level 10 was added. Level 10 was even harder than Level 8 and 9, and it didn't even have a baby mode. Level 10 would be the last of the main levels. Sorry for all you people thinking level 11 is gonna come out. It's not happening. But the door was getting weaker with every update. And soon, the map was added! Woohoo! The map is basically like side levels that branch off from the main path. Hey, that sounds kind of familiar. Level 1A was the first and, at the time, only map level. Honestly, it was kind of lame. Soon, level 2A came out with a spooky chase scene. Oh my god! Soon after, there was a small update that added all these cosmetics up top and another free badge. But this was absolutely nothing compared to the Ghost event. Basically, when the Ghost event first came out, you tap a bunch of black cubes, and then you go into the levels room, and big red guy would chase you and kill you. Yeah, Ghost event was kind of goofy. And then level 4A was out with something really cool. Customizable computer backgrounds. Back when it first came out, it was only these four. Or maybe it was these four. I actually don't really remember. But there were a lot more added in the future. There was a small 4A update with the sparkler cosmetic, but then Keep Climbing got its scariest update ever. The Backrooms update. The Backrooms was this huge area, probably like quadruple the size of level 4, and it had 6 keys scattered across the entire thing. And if you somehow found them all, then you win, yay! Not long after, Average added a second section of the Backrooms with, I think it's 7 generators? I think like a day later, he also added a Backrooms hub, which made it easier to traverse through the Backrooms. Then a third and final shop update was added. This is the update that opened up this wall over here, and it added all of these cosmetics that were interactable. For example, there's this pizza that you can eat, there's this ball that you can like drop, and there's this cool saber blade that you can like change the color of. In the original shop update, it was only that propeller hat to the umbrella, and these were added progressively. Also, this was around the time that Average got locked out of his Discord account, but that's not really important to the history of Keep Climbing at all. Whoa. And then another small update came out, which added a bunch of stuff, but most notably added a gold ATM, a level 10 baby mode, and rubies. At the time, rubies were completely useless and extremely rare, so anyone with like a bunch of rubies had huge bragging rights. I'm personally not a fan of level 10 baby mode, because as long as there's no level 11, this should be like a really hard level at the end of the game. Average, you're rich enough, you do not need to add this. Unless you're trying to buy back your grandma's $270,000 house that the government took because she committed tax evasion, you don't need to add that. Anyways, by now it's August, and 5A came out. 5A had these really cool hold buttons that, yeah, you gotta hold them down. But I personally don't really like them that much, because if one tiny little bit of lag happens, then you have to completely restart. And because of how fast the lava rises, if you have to restart in the middle of holding a button, you're basically cooked. But soon, the hardest thing in all of Keep Climbing was added. The submarine. Basically, you traverse through a maze, and if you touch a wall, you die. And if you run out of oxygen, you die. All you're given is a light that tells you how close you are to a wall, where the wall is, and the basic outline of the maze. Basically, the Submarine Master cosmetic is like the most impossible cosmetic ever, and if you have the Submarine Master badge, you're an actual sweat, and you need to touch grass. Like, you actually never touch grass if you have Submarine Master. Like, you actually need to touch grass. You played the game way too much. Finally, Ruby's had a use with the new Pets update, which... Pets. Then, the facility came. The facility was this giant open area, kinda like the Backrooms, but with 4 monsters. It's a lot like Lethal Apes, if you've ever played that game, or Scary Baboon. The facility was most likely added to celebrate Average's Lethal Apes video hitting 1 million views. Then finally, level 7A came out with the boss fight. This is where Keep Climbing is today. Roughly 1,400 words later, and I'm finally done. There are a couple of things that I didn't talk about, like the hide and seek and McDee's, but for the most part, I basically got like the whole thing. Please consider hitting that subscriber bell and the notification button. Wait, but actually though, please consider liking and subscribing. This took like 2 hours to write the script and like an hour and a half to get all this recording. But thank you and goodbye.